Hey guys, what's going on? Y'all doing all right tonight? Want to say hi? Yeah, long day again searching. We're beat, worn out, tired, windy. Battled us today. Wanted to come on. Allegedly, these are my opinions, my theories, my thought, my speculation, my free speech. All alleged bubble. Don't take it as fact. It's just my opinion on what I think happened to Jay Slater. Trigger warning times 100 million in this case. The answer is near, right? That's what we want to know. Are we getting any closer, right? Sometimes you take two steps forward and you have to take one step back, right? I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. Uh, and one thing I want to explain before we get too far is I've seen a lot of comments asking about the thumbnail picture. When you see the title of the video, you see that photo there above the video title. That's what a thumbnail is. And that photo, I have to add to it, right, for the channel, like graphic. I have to add things to it, like pictures, things like that. But that's the actual photo. I just overlay to hide certain things in the photo. But that's the real satellite image photo. And so I think that was from Satellite, because we got some from Satellite, NASA, and Google Earth, and then I think a few from another place. But we're trying to compare to see which one gives the best clarity of photos, because a lot of those photos that we requested were nighttime photos or when it was dark, because that's when a lot of this seemed to happen. So the reason we were concerned about the beach, like I've never thought the beach, y'all know that. I've always thought the beach had no relevance to this case whatsoever. I thought it was all fake, it was all made up, and it's possible that it is. But when you look at some of these photos, like there's one that I can't show y'all all because that's one that I'm sending in, so I can't do that. But after I send them in, yes, I'll be willing to show everything after that. But not until then. But the one today, that one's a little shocker to me because I can't tell if it's a person. Like it looks just like the figure of a person, around 5'10" to 6'1", when you kind of measure it all out. Like I don't know. We sent it off to a guy that we know that does photography that can change and try to enhance a little bit, lay overlays or whatever. And hopefully he's better than me at it. So hopefully he'll be able to give us a little bit more clear photo, because that's the only one photo we got at that particular time frame. So I know I should have got earlier photos. I got more of later mornings, like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, because I thought most of this happened around that time in the morning. Supposedly that's what they were saying, remember? I wasn't really trying to look at when I thought he was at the rave, but that one I had just selected it because I really wanted a satellite photo of the beach so I could see where that video was filmed from, what underneath area that they filmed that video from. That's one of the only reasons I got these beach photos. And luckily I did. Because you see like 8 or 9 people, looks like they're leaving up at the top, like going back into that walkway, which goes to those little bars all the way around Los Casianos, or whatever you say. That's where they were all at. I guess they walked that whole area. It's like little strips. It has little bars, little restaurants, all kinds of things in it. And then you just walk out on the beach. And then if you look to your left, the reason I don't think a boat came up on that beach right there is because they can't. Those buoys out there keep a boat from getting in. You have to go to the edge of that thing, under that little bridge, into that boat slip area to get to where you could get a boat up there. So you couldn't pull a boat up on the beach. I hope y'all saw that one photo. You see the little buoys floating? There's like swimming buoys to keep sharks and things like that out, to give the swimmers a safe place to swim. And they go out, 50, 75, 100 feet from the beach. So you couldn't have got a boat close enough. That's why I always thought that one video there was no way, right? Because I didn't think any way you could have got a boat up in there. All those harbors pretty much have those netting things there. And I think it is to keep boats away, one of the reasons. But anyway, like some of this cell phone data we're having trouble with, some of it, because it looks apparently, I'm not going to say any names, but it looks like apparently two people, 2 or 3. I think 3 people, no, 2 people, that's right. 2 people changed their phone numbers. And now they're private numbers. I don't know if I brought this up yet, but so we're having a little discrepancy trying to figure out, can we use those those data, or do we have to eliminate them altogether? But supposedly what we got from one person was, as long as they were public at the time, that I should be able to use only when they were only the public timing. Like I won't be able to use any of the private timing. So I don't know. It's like he said, there's some twists in there. Did they change their number and like a mail-in where they actually shut the public phone off and mailed them the new phone, or did they just take it in and switch SIM cards or whatever they did? Like I don't know how they did that. So that's going to determine a little bit of it. But like y'all know me, I like to do everything by the book. I don't want to do anything that's not by the book, because you do all this for what then, right? To send it in and say, oh, you had an error on this, we can't take this information. No, we don't want that to happen, guys. We work too hard and spend too much money for that. So we have to make sure we cover our tracks, you know? And I don't know. I'm at a point now after viewing some of these and just, like, I haven't had a lot of time to sit down and look at them really. I know that most of them came Thursday afternoon, but I've been running, right? Like I've been literally running, like searching both of my days off now, almost all day. So I haven't had time to sit down with a team, but I am going to take time tomorrow. We're going to do a 2-hour meeting in the morning. I told them I want to get some more of this information to see what it's looking like, how it's adding up. And what's crazy to me is all the phone pings that were up there in that area, there was a lot of activity between like 4:58 or 4:59 a.m. to like 9:23 a.m. There was a lot of phone activity, right, in those areas, according to the data that we've received. But I don't know, because we're not using drone data for this. We're using different intelligence for this that we were able to get from a phone company, working with them. See if we could just get an actual amount in that 2 square blocks, how much activity was around that morning, right? They can't give us like numbers or none of that on it, but they can at least let us know, hey, there was more than usual activity at this time to this time in that area. And that's what we really wanted to know. And then is to find out what after, because you got to remember, the only ones that searched on the news, one of the news teams, that's why we were blessed, because one of these news companies put a drone up in that area that first afternoon, because it was already starting to they knew this case was going to blow up. And it was one that was on the island. And I don't know if they live on the island, if they were just traveling there during this party time and they do a lot of filming and documentary or what they do. But anyway, they're familiar with Sky News and some of the other UK morning newses and things like that. I think it's all like they all share information between each other, which is great. That's how it should be. And it's kind of what YouTube does. So to me, to hear that there was a lot more activity than normal around that 2-block area, that means to tell me there was a lot of people in that area when supposedly there's not very many in that area at all. So, y'all know my opinion on how that conversation supposedly went, the video chat between Brad and Jay, and then Brad not stepping up and going to get his friend, right? I don't think he needed to go get him because I don't think Jay was there. Or if he was, I don't believe he had his phone. And we'll see about that. We'll find out more, hopefully. I'll find out more, hopefully, tomorrow. I should have gone to meeting today, but I had one more opportunity to go with some drone guys and stuff and do the searching. So that's why I went today. Because I like to do as much as I can search-wise when I have, like, if I have somebody that's willing to go, or they want to go run their drone and they want me to bring my dog, I like that because then I have somebody else around, right? I'm not by myself. So we can kind of work together as like a team, right? And they can kind of tell me where I need to go. Hey, there's something over here, go this way, or there's something over there, go that way. That's what I like about that, is that if you have a good operator and he's seeing things, or the drone's picking things up and he's telling you, go left, go right, 200 feet this way, whatever. I like that. So that's why I try to jump on it always, because you can cover a lot of ground. We covered 5 miles, about 3 miles today. So what's that, 15 square miles? It was a lot of land. And it went really good today. It did. I mean, we didn't get the answers we wanted, but it's still, we at least eliminated an area that we know now holds nothing, right? So that's one good thing to look at it. Some people look at it, well, I didn't find it. It's not about that always. It's about clearing an area as well. So you know that this area has been thoroughly checked, which is how we go into the Jay Slater case, right? How well did they check that area, right? We know now by drone footage and track dog collars and social media of seeing the amount of search people that were out there. You know, what got me was they always said 40, right? There was 67 out there at one time. That's a lot of searchers. And I know that they were not accurate on their numbers, right? They're not probably trying to be accurate on their numbers. But my thing now with these photos is, in a way, I'm kind of scared I'm going to see something I don't want to see, right? That's what you always worry about. Like, you know, I want to know the truth, but sometimes the truth is hard, right? So you have to be careful. And that's why today, that picture, I wanted to share that one, because we've been going around about it for 2 days. And so it's kind of like, can it be? Can it not be? So I thought, you know what a better way than to throw it out there. I mean, I didn't throw the whole photo out there, just a small portion of the photo, right? Because you got to remember, the photos that we get are like on a like 20 by 10 sheet, right? So they're big pictures, right? They're not little. And so, you know, of course, I have to screenshot it and then scale it down a little bit and then use the piece that I wanted y'all to see. Because the other stuff, like all the restaurants and stuff behind it, you don't need to see. You know what I mean? I wanted to show y'all what we were focusing on, to get y'all's opinion as well. I've seen some comments. Yes, it does look like a person laying down. Yes, it does. But why at 2 something in the morning, unless it was somebody that just passed out, right? I mean, it could be. It could be a total coincidence. We don't know. The beach could still have nothing to do with it. But there's a lot of activity in that area, but there were so many different people there. That's what makes this so hard to distinguish, is even some of the people that were at the rave that didn't even know Jay Slater, that were there that next week, that first week he was missing, a lot of them, from what I'm gathering, a lot of them, like 10 or 12 different people that didn't even know, were out there trying to help. So y'all can imagine how many, you know, not only are we trying to go through 67 different phones, we're trying to also go through and distinguish who was what, right? And so that's why we're basically trying to do anything that was 3-4 and 4-4, we're trying to get separated. And then we can go into the other ones, you know, like, you know, because some of the 4-4s were 07. So I guess that means that that's a cell calling a landline or a cell calling another cell. I mean, you know, it says it could be both ways. So I don't know. Like, so if you're on a cell there, but you live in the UK, so your cell phone service is UK, right? So like just use 2 names. Just say Brad and Jay. We're communicating. They're both going to show an 07, if I'm not mistaken. I believe both their phones are going to show an 07, and then the number, which we all know their numbers, but we know now supposedly the number on the flyer was not Lucy's number, it was Jay Slater's number. So why she used his number on there, I don't know, unless it was an honest mistake on her part, or she just didn't want to put her number down. I don't know. And I don't know if that's 100% accurate, so take it with a grain of salt, right? I'm just saying what you hear out there on these streets sometimes. And unless I can vet it, I really don't say it's, you know, I know this is, you know, what it is, right? Kind of like that mayor, right? That CCTV photo. It's one thing I wanted to talk to y'all about too, because I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, right? But that CCTV footage of him supposedly walking across that little street, right? That little strip. You know that was not released by the Spanish police. That was released by Jay's mom and dad. They released that photo to try to see if it would help someone find Jay. That's why they can't confirm where that photo came from or who posted, but they're saying they don't know where it came from. So they know who shared it, because it clearly states under that article, when it shows it, it says this is the parents of Jay Slater released this still shot to see if it would help bring Jay home. So you know that that clip was not, how were they getting these clips? Now I'm really confused. Okay, if the law enforcement doesn't have these, but Jay's parents have these, what kind of connections do they have on that island to be able to get that photo? And why would law enforcement not be the one releasing the photo? Why would it be Jay's mom releasing the photo and warned? That did not make sense to me at all. And that's clearly out there under that Tom Glipsby 1 interview, on that thing that he put out about it. I think it was July 2nd or something like that. Y'all can go find it. It was on Sky News, published by Tom Glipsby, news reporter, but it was put on the Sky News station on July the 2nd, if y'all want to go read it. And that's also the one, if you read down where it says, this is what Brad said, this is what Lucy said, like they itemize these things. That's where I got that thing that says, because she asked Brad the question about it, and he said, I asked Jay to turn on his location, and then once he turned on his location, I guess Jay said Jay told Brad it's a 15-minute walk. I mean, a 15-minute drive or a 14-hour walk. And then Brad says, I didn't know if it was like legit or not, for real or not, but I went ahead, but I told him it's only 15 minutes, get a taxi. That's exactly what Brad put in there. And then it talks a little bit about Arab and them too. It says a little bit about them too, like what they said, right? And that's where I got that they had made the bed and all that, said they made a bed for Jay and everything. I didn't know that. Supposedly it was a blanket thrown on a couch. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know they made him a cot bed or something. So, in half of this, if it comes from a news source, though, usually they're only going to put what those words because they don't want to be sued. So they have to be careful, right? So they usually don't want to put out something that's going to be false because then it just starts trouble. So, I mean, maybe he did mean 50 minutes, but he said 15 minutes twice in the same little paragraph. And why would Jay have to tell you whenever he shared your location? That means you have his location too. So why would he need to tell you? You knew. So is that why you turned around and said, hey, it's only 15 minutes, get a taxi? Because you saw that it was 15 minutes from where he was? So where was he if he was only 15 minutes instead of 50? Y'all get what I'm getting at? I'm not trying to argue the point of it's 50 minutes. I'm trying to argue the point of where was Jay whenever he said that, showing that he was only 15 minutes away, if that's what Jay was seeing. Which I don't know how he saw it from just turning his location on. I would think he would have had to Google where he was to see how far it was on Google Maps, not on the same time as video calling with Brad. How's he going to video call and do that at the same time? I don't know if you can do that. You might can, but I don't know. You would have to mute them, I guess, and then that means they wouldn't see you sliding down the hill. Like you said, you saw him sliding, and he showed you his phone and showed you where he was. That's what you said. I don't know. I don't get it, but the main reason I even brought any of this up is because no matter if you're 15 minutes or if you're 50 minutes, if this is truly your best mate, your best friend, your best lad, like you said, for half of y'all's life, why in God's name would you not go get him? Tell him to stay put, dude. You cut yourself on a cactus. You don't know where you're at. You don't have no water. You don't have no battery. Sit down, park it. Do not move. We're coming straight to where you are because we're only going to have your location because your phone's fixing to die. That's what they should have done. But they didn't do that because Jay's phone never had 1%, and he most likely never spoke to them that morning. I'm leaning more now to whatever happened, and I'm just going to say this out there. I wasn't going to do it tonight, but I'm just going to say it. I'm leaning more now to something that happened at 2:43 in the morning on the 16th, not the 17th. And until somebody can vet and prove to me that he talked to one of his parents on the 16th, I want to know for sure, because a lot of people are saying the 15th was the last conversation that he had with his mother. You got to remember, though, if Brad and Lucy had his phone on the 16th, they could have messaged too. If it was not a voice phone call, I do not trust it. Now, if she said, yes, he rang me, we talked on the phone, not he snapped me or he messaged me, anybody can use his phone to message anybody. So you can't prove that that was Jay, right? So to me, that's what makes me wonder, did this happen on the 16th? And was it clearly that they were just partying so much that they took a bunch of stuff they shouldn't have taken, and they all went out to that beach because they were tripping or whatever the hell they were doing, trigger warning, and they all sat down by that beach on chairs or whatever, and he just didn't get up, and then they freaked out? I don't know. I'm not saying this was purposely done. I'm just saying my whole point behind this is that there's foul play involved in this. So what's the truth? Because as well as that area was searched, we can pretty much say he was not there the first 2 weeks. Until the 30th of June when they called that off. Which I don't believe, they never would have called it off if they really thought that he was there in my book. They would have kept pushing to get answers as much pressure was on them. Got to remember, this was a huge blown up case, guys. So them saying we're pulling out of the search only tells me most likely they'd had a hunch that he was not there. And that's enough for me. Because if the dogs didn't find him, which I work with dogs, I know how smart dogs are. I don't care what anybody says. Like, if y'all watch that video today that I posted with Ruby finding that ball and not picking it up. A dog ball, like a play ball to play with. She loves balls. She did not even touch it, right? Like, it's the dogs are smarter than we give them credit for. Put it that way. That's all I'm going to say about it. And the drones flying over that area at least 12 times, 12 passes at least made right there. Some within 17 feet, some within 9 to 10 feet, some within 12 feet off the ground. Okay, if a man can clearly find him through a thicket that he's having to machete and can see him, then I guarantee you that drone would have seen him. And for one, the dogs would have smelled him. That's why I never felt like he was there. And that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong, and I might be totally wrong. I don't know. I just don't think that first 2 weeks that he was there. I don't know if whatever happened on the 16th or the 17th. I really can't say that for sure. All I'm saying is that looking to me like something happened on the morning of the 16th, early morning hours of the 16th. And it could have completely been an accident that they covered up. It totally could have been. He could have taken stuff that he shouldn't have taken, and that could have been it. He could have just passed out and not woke up. I mean, we don't know that. Trigger warning, we just don't know that. And that's what makes it so dang hard. And it's like, why we need this data. My board's right there, as y'all can see behind us over here. And I have added a little to it, guys, but not a lot yet. So I'm getting it ready. I just, like I said, I searched today again, but I'm going to finish it up in the morning early and then probably try to do one early tomorrow night and put it on there. Show the board up again because I got a lot more new details on the board that I want y'all to see. So anyway, guys, I don't know. We just have to keep our heads clear and focused, right? And not overwhelm ourselves with it. We just have to go by what we can consider facts, right? Like, what can we consider facts? What information is going to give us some facts in this case that we can start putting a puzzle together? Because right now we have pieces everywhere, right? And some of them are starting to fit, but we have to make sure that they all fit just right before we present this. Because they don't want to present something that they're going to laugh at. We want to present something that's going to prove the theory that y'all's theory is wrong, right? That's all we have to do is just create a little bit of doubt in what they think. And as a little bit of doubt will usually be enough to check on it. And that's our whole goal. Like we do on any of our cases, that's the goal, right? It's to try to prove doubt. Like, it's the reason we search for people that are missing that we know foul play was involved. We search for them for a reason so we can get the answers, right? That's what we do. And people don't just vanish. And Jay's completely just vanished to me. I mean, because the only 3 people that saw him are 3 people we can't trust. The one lady that runs across the street, worked across the street, said she never even saw the boy. So that's enough for me to say, hey, at least this woman's being honest, right? She's not part of this other group. She's different. And that's good, though. That's what it's about, being honest. If you didn't see him, you didn't see him. If you saw him, then say you saw him. It's just hard that all the CCTV cameras they got, all the footage they got of people jumping out of cars by bridges and people doing this, that, and the other. Where's the footage of outside that Airbnb? Where's the footage of him walking down a road and then jumping off in the middle of nowhere and going the wrong way when he's a smart kid with his... Y'all say he's using Google Maps. Okay, if he's using Google Maps, he wouldn't have been going that way. I don't know, some of the things they said just blow my damn mind. Like, honestly, people know right from wrong. People know the truth and the lie. Like, you know, you're not using Google Maps and going the opposite of what the map's telling you to go. Because all he had to do was put in his accommodation, which he did. Most likely, if he was doing that, he would have put in his accommodation. It would have told him, you turn, go back this way. Like, it wouldn't have told him to go that way. I don't think he ever left scared in a hurry. I think that was all made up. I think they tried to make it out to be something because they didn't think it was going to blow up like this, and it did. So then all their stories started changing. If you look at their stories, they changed how many times? 3 times. And usually they say 3 strikes, you're guilty. So they changed their stories, changed their stories, changed their stories. Brad, I saw where one of the people got on him, one of the news people got on him for waiting so long to come out. This is your best friend. Why are you waiting so long? And he said, well, all the speculation and that. You should have got ahead of the speculation, like Lucy did. You should have jumped out up front and got ahead of it. But you chose not to. Why? There's a reason that you didn't speak for 2 weeks. I want to know what that reason. I want to know why you waited until they called off the search to speak. That's one thing I do want to know, Brad, is why in God's name did you wait till they stopped searching to come out and talk? You felt like you were in the clear then, right? That's what I'm thinking in my head, is you felt like, okay, whew, they didn't find him, we're good, right? To me, that's what that shows. That's what that says to me. And I don't know, y'all might feel different, but I'm just saying that's what it shows to me. And I just feel that the more and more we talk about this, the better and better understanding I think we're all getting, right? But we need to work with each other, guys. If somebody's in the comments saying, hey, how do I find the thumbnail? Please help them, right? Like, that's what we are. We're a big family. We help each other. And if there's any trolls in there, throw their name up there. Throw their name up there. If there's trolls in there, throw their name. They're gone. I don't play that game. So if there is a troll in there that y'all are seeing popping around, please, anybody, speak up. This is what it's about. We want to speak up for Jay Slater, right? So we need to speak up now. There's a troll in here and they're trolling. Tell me who they are. They're gone. And believe me, I'll know, because they can't come back in with a new name because they only have 1 IP address. Unless they're using a laptop, an iPad, and a phone, then they'll have 3. But I'll still be able to know who they are by the IP address. So I'll find out who they are and keep them blocked. I won't let them come in. That's not a problem, guys. I don't want anybody to be giving y'all any grief. This is a family channel. It's not about this. This is about justice. Getting answers for the voiceless. That's what this is about. Like, paws on the ground, we search, we go, and we tried our best to get justice no matter what the case. I mean, hell, we even got videos searching for dogs, like missing dogs. Like, we'll search for anything. We don't care. It's not about that. It's about somebody asks you to help, you help, right? That's what I always look at. Doesn't matter what you're looking for. Hell, we even looked for a guinea pig before. I mean, that's pretty bad, but hey, the little boy was crying. He wanted it found. And thank God we found it. Well, I didn't, but another lady found it in the bushes. But still, all in all, it was found safe. That's what matters. And the little boy was happy. So, and then Tinkerbell the cat, we tracked that little cat for like a day, and some other lady, thank God, found her that was right down from us. So we've been blessed, but it takes work, right? Just like this case, it's taking a lot of work. It's draining me out, guys, I'm going to tell you right now. Because now that I got the info, I'm trying so hard to go back over all the stuff I had in the beginning. Because I have like 4 spirals full on this case. So I'm going back, trying to look at those things, compare them to what I got now, and then try to match things up. Because anytime anything was posting back then and I would see phone numbers or Facebook names and or YouTube account names or any, I would write them down. So then I would know, okay, I can match who this person is, right? And then if somebody said something different that I felt was like a factual thing, I would write it down. So I've been going back through, and a lot of that was probably y'all's comments, who knows? But it is. We got to get justice, guys. We do. So I'm gonna leave it at that tonight, and we're gonna work on finishing up this board tomorrow. I'm just beat, guys. I hope y'all understand that. I'm tired. I'm at my second day off, and I ran another 16, 17 hours today, so I'm completely wore out. But tomorrow we'll take a break. We'll get some stuff done, and then we'll hopefully be, I don't know, I keep saying I want to go live, but I pushed the button today, and it didn't, like I said, it didn't do anything, so I'm going to have to get a little Geek Squad help. I mean, we may know a lot about all this other stuff, but when it comes to YouTube, I don't know a lot about how to do it. I don't want to mess something up is the problem. So anyway, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Justice for Jay Slater's a must. We'll keep up the fight. Remember, allegedly, just my opinions. And trigger warning, times 100. Something happened. In my opinion, I'll leave it at that. Something I feel happened on the 16th that morning, whether it was something that wasn't nobody's fault but his own, whether it was just something that was just sudden and it just happened, or nothing was planned. I don't know. I'm just saying, I feel like something happened on the 16th. And it might not have. It clearly might have been, the first theory we thought was like 3 o'clock in the morning on the 17th is what I was assuming, was probably around the answer time. Between 3 and 3:47 a.m. I think is when something most likely happened. But now with this, I gotta vet this first, and if we can get a clearer picture of what it is, then we'll know more. But it does look like somebody laying down either on a chair, but there's no chairs around it. Why wouldn't there be more chairs? There wouldn't just be one random chair out there. It's not going to happen that way. They're all together. Like, not going to be one chair way out there. I mean, if there would have been more next to it, yes, I can understand, but it's not. Anyway, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We'll keep y'all focused. I mean, we'll keep y'all posted. We'll do some more tomorrow, and we will go over some more of this other stuff. And I'm going to try to at least have 4 of the pictures ready that I can show y'all right now, that I got the okay to show, so we can kind of go over those. It's more of like the bar behind the Airbnb, or in front of the Airbnb, I think. There's a bar, cafe, something, and then there's another place next to the rave that they seem to be going to a lot or something. So we're going to talk a little bit about that one, and then a couple other things, the beach pictures and a few other ones. I got some more beach pictures I want to show too. So y'all guys be good. Y'all be safe. We love y'all guys. We appreciate all y'all. Thank y'all so much for everything. Y'all are wonderful. And thanks for all the good advice y'all give on y'all's comments. All the nice, sweet, kind words y'all say. It's just wonderful. It makes this family channel worth growing, right? And we'll talk tomorrow, guys. Unless I get a wild hair and talk tonight again, who knows? But if not, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning or tomorrow sometime during lunch. And like I said, I'll keep y'all in the loop. All right, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We'll talk soon. All right, guys. Bye.